Hello and welcome to By the Numbers. I'm FM Tahiti, or Pelham. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for joining me in the video. Thanks to everyone who subscribed recently or liked or left a comment. Really appreciate it. I think I'm inching closer to 100 subscribers, so I really appreciate that. Thank you guys. For those of you wondering about whether the Tahiti or the Polynesian save is going to be starting soon, it will be. It will be. I think I might mention in the last episode I'm just holding out on a few graphical bits and pieces, but I've tested it, so I'm edging closer and closer to it. I'll have a nice little intro for it, hopefully, as well, if I get time to make that. So that's on its way. But today what we're going to do is probably play one match against Dollingstown, who are below us, but we're also going to do some personnel stuff briefly. So I'll just show you where we are generally in the schedule, and we'll go to talk about personnel. In particular, we're going to be looking at strikers, the few strikers we have, and just as a kind of general preamble to, if you look at the worst training down here in the bottom right, Rooney training 5.2. So we'll come back to Dare in a little bit. Obviously that's not how his name's said, but you know, Rooney, we'll come back to Rooney in a little bit. Schedule wise, I need to click on it properly. So we had a friendly against Rathcoole. I think we played the Tullyvallen match on video, I think. But we beat them 2-0. Beat Port Stewart 2-0 with Ben Mitchell and Dare Rooney scoring, which I think was where I said, you know, he listens when I'm talking about getting rid of him and he scores. We lost 1-0 against Limavady, which was a pretty close game, actually. I think 1-0 was a little bit harsh. It came very late on as well. That could have swung either way, that one. Then in the Irish Cup fourth round, we played against non-league Maiden City and demolished them 6-1. TJ Hughes, who scored about 10 goals for his last season, came on and scored a couple. Noel McManus on the right, coming back in for Robinson, who's cup tied. Also got a brace, which is nice. And now our coaches think he might be one of the best right wingers at the club. Admittedly, we've only got like 3, and one of them's from the youth intake. But, you know, they think highly of him now because of that. Dempster also got a brace as well. Then we went back to the league and lost 2-1 against Banbridge. And again, this one was probably a little bit harsh. We created a lot of chances. We just didn't finish them. And that's kind of what it comes down to at the moment. We're creating the chances. Our XG, as I've been working it out, is since we've gone into this hoof harder, hoof longer tactic, has probably edged up to almost 2 a game, which is good. That's a good amount of expected goals per game. 2 per game, pretty decent. You can kind of see it as well. 1 goal here. I mean, this is a bit of an aberration, the 6. But 2, 2, 3. Around about here, we started the hoof harder, hoof longer, I think. So you can see we're starting to put the goals in and the work in. And even if you look at things like, I'm going to say this, I'm going to look at the stats now, and it's going to be completely wrong, but if you look at the shots, all the goals coming from within the box, reasonably central. All these off-target shots, also in the box. Hit the woodwork from in the box. 3 shots saved within the box. And 1 block, all within the box. Admittedly, this is against Maiden City, so it's not the non-league one that we thrashed. But you see, we're getting less of these long speculative shots and more in here. And these are all good. Like the XG for this game was insane. 6-1 wasn't flattering us. If anything, 6-1 was us underperforming with these shots that we had, which is the beauty of XG. But we've seen a similar kind of pattern with a lot of these. Less from outside, more in the box, more central as well. And it's not perfect when we look at them, but it's getting there. But we still have this kind of issue with the fact that we're 9th in the league. And last season we had the least amount of, well, one of the smallest amount of shots on target. And smallest amount of shots compared to some teams. So that's where a real kind of weakness for us. We underperformed goal-wise. And if we look at the full table here, in terms of goals for, got 15 or 13 against. 15 puts us slightly higher than where we actually are, but we're well off the pace there in comparison to these sort of like teams like Donegal Celtic as well. They've just got terrible against. Again, so we're kind of mid-table-ish what we're doing, but we're underperforming in terms of what our expected goals suggest we should be doing. So I thought I'd look at the players, see where we're going wrong. So I've just got it filtered so we can see the strikers before we go into the match. We've got Curtis Dempster, I should say, Dare Rooney, TJ Hughes, and John Mallett. So important, star, regular, and surplus. Poor John. That's how we signed him as well. We signed him as basically being surplus to requirements. If you look at their average rating, it's only really Dare and TJ Hughes who've got a decent average rating. And then when you look at how many goals they've scored, you've got Dare with 8, Dempster with 4, and then 2 and 2. So Rooney looks like he's standing out above everyone else. But that's 18-18. It's not a fantastic return for somebody who is getting paid £250 per appearance. He's costing far too much money for 8 goals. He's made 18 appearances. We've spent almost £5,000 on him just appearing at the moment. We've spent a lot of money on him for 8 goals. That's really not enough. But he looks like he's better than everyone else. But then when you actually look at his form, where does form go? There we go, under reports and stats. You can see that 6 of those goals came from him scoring 2 hat-tricks. So, long run with nothing. 3. A little bit of run of 3. Run of 3 with nothing, and then 3 goals on the trot, but this is kind of misleading because this is against Rathcoole. That was a friendly. This is against Tullyvallen, who are a non-league team in the Cup. And then one against Portstewart. Actually, in the league, his goal scoring record pretty abysmal. 6 goals might look reasonable, but again, they just happen in 2 patterns. So he's pretty inconsistent, and he is not threatening enough. And when we look at other things like points per game in this column here, points won per game, on average, when he's playing, we're getting 1.17 points per game, just over a draw. Now, to be honest, none of these strikers are any good. Like the highest we've got is TJ Hughes with 1.7 and then Mallett with 1.57. That's partly because they're coming off the bench. But basically, we're winning 1 in 3 with Rooney on. He's got the lowest points per game. When we look at things like headers won per game, Curtis Dempster, our target man's well above him, understandably. When we move across, I hate the way these move across as well. Apparently they might kick back in a second or two. When we go across and look at things like, so this is Dare Rooney, just for comparison. Chances created, it's crosses completed. Assists per 90, he's got none. Chances created per 90, 0.07. Now this isn't our XG or anything as good as XG. That's really bad for a striker in a 2-striker pairing. I mean, this is bad as well, but at least Dempster's in the position where he's the target man who's being fed for a lot of this. Shots per 90 on target, getting just over 1 from Rooney. And he's meant to be one of our main kind of attacking outlet that Dempster sort of flicks the ball onto. Just general shots per 90, 2.5. And whilst he's not much worse than everyone else, he's not training well. He's not listening to me when I tell him to train better. And he's costing us £250. So I think we're going to get rid of him. We'll be £250 better off. He's not that much better than any other player. I can go and look for a player on free who I can bring in for cover. So buy Rooney. Get going. Obviously, that would be more dramatic if he immediately disappeared, but he won't disappear until tomorrow. So there we go. We're going to play Hughes and Mallett. Frozen them out. Just before the match has started, everyone else has run out, and we've said, stop there, Rooney. Here's a bus ticket. Go away. Anywhere else, but just go away. And we will need to try and get a replacement striker in. At least for cover, because if we go to the dev centre, go to youth candidates, we've got our report. So apparently we're going to get lots of wide midfielders, 1 good goalkeeper, promising fullback, top prospect in centre of midfield, maybe an attacking midfielder we should keep an eye on. 1 good Northern Irish attacking midfielder from Belfast, so around our ends. So I think it's the same person, isn't it? Terrific group of players, apparently. But no defensive midfielders, no wing backs. The wide midfielders, they look great. A few good wingers in general, but no good strikers. And that's the key thing. There are no good strikers coming through. So we are going to need to bring a few in. But yeah, I feel better. I feel like we're carrying less baggage now. Now we've got rid of Dare. If you think that was a terrible idea, and I'm going to regret it, you're probably right. We're probably going to get some massive injuries now to various players. But let me know what you think about that decision in the comments. So just what we're doing, I'm going to bring on Mulholland for Mitchell, swap these round. So we've been playing Brown on the left for the moment because actually he's been doing all right. We'll bring Finley, one of our youth players, on because he can cover all across the back. He's go away there. So he looks terrible, doesn't he? But he can cover all across the back and he's costing us nothing. So if we're not going to play well, we're at least going to play cheaply, is what I'm going for. Away we go. No, the changes. And this kind of hoof harder, hoof longer tactic is generally working. We just need to improve the players for it. We've got poor players for this. So yeah, sorry for boring you with my eventual cull of Dare Rooney. I could have just said we're going to get rid of him and got rid of him, or just got rid of him. But I thought, I'd do it on camera, just in case there's any kind of tribunals coming my way for employment law, for unfairly sacking him or anything like that. But I do feel better from having him just gone. Do you feel like that needed to happen? Mitchell in, Dempster at the back, or smacked against the post. I need to go back and look at my set pieces again as well, because I think, assuming it was Guido Mary, Dempster there as well, has posted a few kind of screenshots and videos of how his set pieces, corners in particular, are set up, and they look quite effective. There's some good ideas in there. And I think what I'm going to go for is something kind of similar, just getting a lot of people in the box and moving around. There's lots of movement, lots of danger, lots of threats. I should hopefully do the trick. Go on, Dempster. Come through. I don't think Hughes is the greatest in that pressing role, but... Oh, Dempster, there we go. I think that's our third attempt to get it to Dempster in that position. And he's finally done it. His 5th goal of the season. See? Rooney who? Who's Rooney? I mean, I'm surprised they allowed him to get to that one. Again, that's poor defending more than amazing Dempster work. Go on. Second ball. Lynch put him through. Or just go wide. Do that instead, yeah. Oh, Hughes almost nicked off him. Warwick again. Oh, Lynch. Unnecessary from Lynch. But we're getting there. We're getting a little bit better. As I'm recording this, it is Wednesday of Black Friday week, which sounds like a really weird thing to say because it's Black Friday. I'm hoping there'll be a nice camera in the sales at some point that I might go for. And if that happens, when Tahiti starts, you'll be able to see my face. If not, I'm just holding out for Christmas. And then you'll see my beautiful face on the screen. They've gone long. We've created a reasonable amount of chances. Admittedly, mainly from free corners, but come on, get rid of it, Lynch. Dempster plays it back so Mitchell can play it forward. Robinson pumping them legs. I'm going to have to bring him off because he looked like he was getting ready to just jump into a tackle then, getting the momentum up. He's going to do it now, isn't he? Oh, that spinning by Hughes. Go on, Dempster. Good ball. Oh, Robinson. Yeah, enjoy that. Clinical counter-attack. It was never the plan. Look at that. Hughes spinning around like a top. Through ball by Dempster. Nice. 2-0. It's working a bit better. It's because they know Rooney's gone. He was a bad influence. He was there, like Freddie Adu when he got that stupidly expensive contract when he was like 14. And grown men in the dressing room had to deal with the fact that he was earning like 4 times as much of them and he was only 14 and unproven. Go on, Hughes. Now Rooney's gone. We've managed to save a quarter of our wage bill or something ridiculous. Even more than that. Over a third, I think. Okay, 8 shots to their 1. They've got none on target. 2-goal cushion is decent. Robinson's played well. I'm going to bring on Pat Adamson on the right, just because he's got a yellow card. I'd rather keep everyone on the pitch. And I've got a feeling about Robinson that he's going to dive into something they shouldn't do. Team talk. I'm very pleased. My assistant manager said don't overcomplicate things by talking to them, because they're simple folk. But I feel like saying well done for actually putting together a league lead is worth doing. Go on, Dempster. Dempster's my man of the match so far. Brown, Mulholland. Mulholland's getting a lot of attention. There's a lot of bids coming in from him from the reserves of teams in the sort of tier above and the... No, mainly just tier above. Go on, Dempster. Hughes. Oh, come on, Hughes. Got to score them. I might bring Hughes off at about the 60th, 70th minute for Mallet. Come on. Produce some kind of chance. Or do that, and now they'll catch us on the break. Fantastic work. Again, most of the chances we've had, apart from I think Lynch, like absolutely lashing it from outside the area in the first half, have been pretty much in the box. Go on, Adamson. One of our youth prospects that didn't get poached from last season. Oh, go on, Mitchell. This is what pressing does. I do like making a team quite aggressive and combative. So high aggression with, well, I should say, oh, what's he got sent off for? That didn't look that bad. That looks harsh. You can see them trying to change their tactic down here in the bottom right to deal with the fact they're missing a player. It's one of the things I really like about this skin, actually, is you can see actually how reactive the AI is. So Hughes is coming off for Mallet, and Warwick's come off for Niall Gordon. Should do the trick. The corner. Dempster's there again. Just going backwards and forwards. There we go, Dempster. Another attempt. He's stepping up. Now Rooney's gone. He knows we've got the money to pay him a goal bonus. Can afford to pay both of them in one match. I mean, I don't know if that was a shot that he did first. I think it was. 3-0. This is football at its finest. Oh, that looked like he's got in. Yeah, you may not like it, but this is what peak footballing ability looks like. Long balls, crosses into the centre, corners everywhere. Oh, we conceded. Pretty disappointed by that, considering how much we kind of shut them out of this and limited them, but 3-1 is still a nice score. Oh, Brown, straight through the back of him. Whatever, ref. Blow your whistle. Done. Oh, come on. Gonna hold on for like another 30 seconds now. It's really taking the gloss off the win. I'll take it, because points are points, obviously, but this was a 3-0 victory as far as I'm concerned. 2 sloppy goals conceded. Oh, what a tackle by Gordon. 2 sloppy goals conceded from set pieces. I thought Evans was just going to tap it in. I thought it was going to be 3-0. It was going to be a first rage quit of FM for a long time. Go on, Adamson. Run it into a corner. And there we go. 3-2. Morally, that's a 3-0 as far as I'm concerned. Say well done to everyone. Good win, boys. Well done. Well done. Let's see where we are on the table. That's moved us to 7th, so we've leapfrogged Donegal now. 17 points. We're still not completely out of the race for any of this stuff. We're definitely smack bang in the middle. Got about another 9 games of the season left to play, because it's a short season, isn't it? How often many games do we play? Check this. 22 games, yeah, so we've got another 9 left. We could go either way. We could still get relegated. We could get the title if it all goes swimmingly. But that was a nice performance. And again, if we look at clear this. So our goals, all in the box. Shots off target. There's one on the edge of the box. That was a Lynch. And one in. Hit the woodwork from inside the box. 4 slots of saves inside the box. Had everything blocked. So only one right in the edge of the area. So we're really narrowing down on just getting it in the box in these high percentage areas. So I think there's a blog by the Secret Football Manager who talks about expected goals and expected points, and whether you're being wasteful and creative or clinical and creative and things like that. And we're starting to get into the creative and wasteful bracket. But you can work with that because then you just get better strikers in. So what I'm going to do, hopefully before the next video, is maybe bring in an extra striker to sort of help us out. There's a bit more depth there. Or I'm just going to count all the extra money that we've got from getting rid of Rooney. So I think, yeah, that takes us down to 332 per week that we'd be spending tops. So that actually puts us in a nice, comfortable position. We could hire many strikers on, say, £50 per week. But that's for the next episode. Thanks very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe if you've enjoyed it. I got my first dislike on a video a little while ago. Thanks, whoever did that. Appreciate it, keeping me grounded. I don't know what it was for. Everyone else liked the video, but thanks. Appreciate that. If you do want to subscribe, I would also appreciate that massively, just so I can get to 100 and tell my wife I'm not completely wasting my time. So help me say I told you so. Thanks very much.